What's up, folks? How's it going? This is Avit here, and welcome to DevOps Challenge Hub. And let me start with today's interview question. Okay, so today's interview question is about AMI. So, why AMI is needed, and what are the advantages, and where have we used it? Okay, so stay till the end. We'll have quiz, short questions, and a lot of interesting scenarios. And after this session, all your doubts will be cleared. Okay, so let's start. What is AMI? AMI is Amazon Machine Image. So Amazon Machine Image, AMI, it's a pre-configured template that contains everything you need to launch an instance. So what are that? It contains four things: operating system, for example, Amazon Linux or Ubuntu or Windows. Other than OS, it may have libraries, dependencies, application servers which you have installed, some additional softwares, pre-installed software, custom configurations, and any user-defined settings or startup scripts. So they are the four things are part of the AMI. So it's a pre-configured template. Amazon Machine Image is pre-configured template. So now question is why AMI is needed. Suppose you are setting up a server, you have installed Ubuntu, you have picked up Ubuntu AMI and launch Ubuntu, and then install Apache Web Server, install Python, then you have installed Django application, then you have set up some custom firewall rules, right? And now if you want to launch another instance, you don't need to repeat the same steps again and again, right? You want to create an image. Once a new instance will be launched, it will be having all these configurations, all these pre-installed software, right? So once you have done that, you don't want to repeat the setup every time. So you create an AMI of this instance. So once you launch EC2 from this AMI, everything is already set up. OS, software, configuration, everything. So advantages of AMI, reusability. You can quickly launch multiple identical instances using the same AMI. Fast scaling. Suppose you want to spin up pre-configured servers for auto scaling. So your server is running and there are like maybe 20 users are using it. And all of a sudden, like because of some sales, like thousands of users coming to website. So you have to spin up multiple instances using auto scaling. Automatically, it should scale down. So in that during that time, you are not going to install the software, right? So you will be using AMI, and once your instance will be launched from the AMI, automatically all these and softwares, pre-installed configuration, everything will be there. Backup and recovery. You can take a backup, take the snapshot, whatever configuration you have done on your production or day, what is, you can create a backup so that you can recreate the environment quickly. Custom configuration, tailor the image with your own app, tools, security policies. Cross-region deployment, copy AMIs across regions for global deployment, and team standardization. So, like you are taking Ubuntu, but in your company there are some security policies, so you customize that, and then you install some software monitoring, etc. And then you create a custom image for your company, and it's a standardized. It will be used across the team, right? So these are the advantages of AMI. An example use case can be like, for example, an e-commerce company set up a web server with Nginx, Node.js, and MongoDB, and ASL certificates and monitoring tool. So instead of setting this up every time when they launch new instance, they will create an AMI called ecom web server something 2025. That is the name. And when autoscaling triggers, new instances launch instantly from this AMI, serving users in seconds. Okay. So let's go to the AWS dashboard. So I'm running some demo web, and let's say I have installed all these Apache and other configurations, other softwares, and some firewall rules I have set it up. And now, if I want to take a snapshot. Next time when I want to launch, I don't want to install my custom app, etc., and all these things again. So I will be creating an AMI. So what I can do, I can do it from the UI or I can do it from the command line. For command line, I need to configure my command line using AWS configure security key access key, and then I can run some command AWS EC2 and create image, etc. And then I can create here, let's say create image and note this is like a region specific. It's on OYO region. So if it is a like if I go to some other region, then this AMI won't be available. So for that, I have to explicitly copy it. So image name, I can give some name, my web AMI or something, and image description, and I can give some description. And when selected, is to reboots the instance so that data is at rest when snapshot volumes are taken. This ensures data consistency. Without this also I can do, but the reboot means it will whatever there in the cache it will be written down into the disk or in memory data. All these things will be written down. But if I don't do reboot, then what will happen? Whatever there in the in memory or whatever there in the disk cache, whatever is not written into it won't be like snapshot. That won't be taken in the snapshot. And storage EBS 8 GB size I can increase. Delete on termination enable encrypted. Tags I can add tags, tag and snapshot separately, and then create image. Right? Create image. I can create the image. Okay. And now right now let me cancel. And once I create the image, then I can launch instance, new instance. Let's click on the launch instance. What is very slow? Okay. So it's taking some time. So now I'm on launch instance page, and I can give some name of my instance which I want to launch now. And here I can select application and OS images, Amazon Machine Image. Full stack, Amazon Linux, macOS, Ubuntu. So I can click on Ubuntu and I can select some already existing Amazon Machine Image AMI, Ubuntu Server AMI, etc. Or I can include or I can browse my own image, browse more images, include AMI from AWS Marketplace and the community. So after browse my AMI, I'm able to open this page, and here, if I would have created that AMI, then it would have been listed under my AMI tab, and then AWS here there is nothing because I have not created, and owned by me, shared with me, OS category, architecture, root device type, all these things are I can create. I can apply the filters. AWS Marketplace AMIs. There are 6,110 AMIs available here, and I can refine the results, browse by category, infrastructure, business application, industries, machine learning, and there are publishers name, publishers, Amazon, Pro Computer, supported images, and pricing models. Pricing models usage based, upfront commitment, free also available. Pricing unit, okay, operating system, contract type, average rating. So some AMIs are one star, some there are some four star rating available also. Architecture. And here are the images, you can just select it and then you can launch it. Now let's go back to the interview tip. So if you are asked like what are the issues you have faced or how you use AMI, so from your experience you can like share some experience that you use custom AMI after setting up the base environment or before deploying major updates, so that you can easily roll back or replicate the setup across staging or production. And sometimes interviewer asks what are the mistakes, lessons learned. So you can say that earlier I used to create AMI without proper tagging. Like I used to create AMI for dev deployment, for tag testing, And later it become difficult to track which AMI belong to which environment. That could be one mistake, and then I started tagging it properly. You could also say that initially I didn't hold unused AMIs and snapshots, which led to unnecessary storage costs. Because AMI, for because it's specifying some size, 8 GB, 10 GB, 20 GB, whatever. So it's consuming space, and obviously there is a cost associated with that. Now I have automated AMI cleanup with lifecycle policies. So automatically it will be cleaned up. Or you can say that once I forgot to update AMI after the critical patch, and then I launch instances without that patch. So now onwards, I don't repeat that mistake. I have created a deployment checklist, and there I have mentioned that in the deployment checklist, I have to check whether I have updated the AMI or not. When the critical patches came, whether I have updated my AMI or not. Right? And how can you create AMI? From command line also you can create, and from here I have shown you like how it can be created from command line AMI easy to create image. Then instance ID, name, and description, no reboot. Okay, let's go to some questions. How do you create an AMI when you and when would you use one? So you use create image, AWS easy to create image, and used for consistent deployment, backups, launching multiple identical servers as we discussed. What are the different types of differences between public, private, and shared AMI? Public is available to all AWS users. So you have created AMI and it's public. It's available to all users. Private, it's visible to you only the owner. And shared, you have shared to some specific AWS account. That's a shared one. So public, private, and shared. These are the three different. Can you create an AMI without stopping your instance? Yes, we can create AMI without stopping instance. In command line, we have to pass no reboot option. In the UI, I have shown that we can check that no reboot. But problem with this, in memory will be AMI will miss out in memory data or file system changes. In memory data, for example, application cache, like Redis memcache running on RAM, session data, running database transaction in memory, right? Temporary processing files, imaging processing job, video transcoding data, file system changes, which are not flashed yet, which are there in the disk cache, which are not written into the disk. Those will be missed out, like which are still there in buffer cache. Like example, uncommitted writes in MySQL, buffer, to be buffer pool. Active download upload where parts of the files are not yet written to the disk. So the other things will be missed out. Ongoing software installation updates, etc. So what happened when you launch an EC2 instance from a custom AMI? If you launch EC2 instance from custom AMI, exact copy will be created. Right? Exact OS configuration data as in the AMI. How to ensure AMI is shared securely between accounts? So you can share to the particular account. No need to share publicly. Don't share public. Just use modify image attribute and share to particular user account. How would you automate AMI creation and retention policy? You can use Lambda Cloud or events and apply lifecycle rules. Okay. So how many days it will be retained? You created maybe you want to keep only past three AMI backup. Before that, whatever you have created, you want to do, or you want to keep only 30 days backup. So maybe in production, like some use cases will be like this. In the production, every day night you want to take a backup of your AMI because every day maybe you are installing some patch or something, right? Configuration changes, you want to take a backup of your AMI. Or every week you are doing the backup of your AMI. And you want to keep maybe past 4 weeks AMI. Then after a month, you want to delete whatever old AMIs are there because there are some costs involved if you want to keep all the data. So for that, you need automation. How do you automate? You can use AWS Lambda, CloudWatch, events, etc. Some of the scenarios where you want automation: nightly backup of production server, AMI. You want to create a fresh backup of AMI in case of crash before critical deployment, app updates, so that you can roll back if the update fails. So you are doing some critical deployment and you want to roll back if something fails. For compliance and audits, certain industries require regular snapshots and retention for each day. So maybe 30 days, 90 days, 365 days, some compliance may be required, right? What limitation or consideration apply when copying AMI across region? So AMI is available only particular region. As I have shown you on the UI that it's when I was doing it, I was doing it for this OYO, US OYO region. But if you want to launch this server in some other region, right? Then you need to copy that AMI. Otherwise, by default, it won't be available there. In my AMI, it won't be available. So you must copy the AMI manually. AMI Amazon machine image should be copied. So it's created in AWS region is specific to that region. It's not automatically available in other region. And from command line also can copy. AWS needs to copy image, source, and then the destination. Important points. Snapshot linked to AMI will also be copied automatically. Copying across region may incur some additional cost because snapshot storage and transfer. So it will be stored there also in the different region. And make sure that actual permission are also handled after the copy. So if AMI is here, that will be like all these permissions also will be called. How do AMI work in auto scaling group or in launch template? So as I said before that we'll discuss this auto scaling group later also. Auto scaling group, suppose you are running only one instance and you want to scale up automatically when there is increase in the server load. That time you want to create auto scaling group so that automatically it will spin up. And auto scaling group should know which AMI to use. So you will be specifying the AMI ID. You will specifying the AMI ID. That will be reference that this AMI ID will be used to launch the new instance. Can you update an existing AMI? No, existing AMI you cannot update. So if you want to update AMI, what do you have to do? Take that AMI. Let's say you have installed, you have Ubuntu, you have installed Apache Server, Python, etc. Some configuration you have done. You have created AMI. Now you want to install some additional software, new version of Python, or maybe you want to do something else. You want to install. So take that AMI, launch it, then install that software. If you launch that old AMI, make changes, and then create new AMI. Launch instance from the old AMI, make changes, and then create new AMI. So you cannot update the existing AMI straight away. So let's go to our quiz section today. What does Amazon machine image include? Only operating system? No. It includes OS, application server, application data. Right? Answer is B. Which form AWS CLI is used to create an AMI? AWS easy to create image. Right? AWS easy to create image. So that's it for today. Hope you like this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please also follow DevOps Challenge Hub. There I post quiz daily and also conduct contest. You can participate in the contest. You can follow WhatsApp channel DevOps Challenge Hub so that you stay updated. And thank you for watching this video and see you again in the next video.